This morning we got Santa's favorite little elf, Raw Chef Jane, with us in the kitchen this morning. You're looking the part this morning. Very festive.
Thank you.
Very
yes.
festive.
Well, we don't have time for lollygagging today.
No, okay.
No lollygagging. Okay.
Pecan Janies.
Now,
take it away. Tell us how you make them.
Well, okay. This is something that I'm giving you a guideline for, okay?
Okay.
Now, you can use other nuts with this. You can make it to your liking. Use other flavorings, spices, whatever you like, okay? The rule of thumb basically is equal parts nuts and dates, okay? I use the medjool dates.
Very good dates.
Yeah,
Yes.
and make sure you take the pits out. If you're using pitted dates, you still have to look for pits because they don't get them all out. So make sure you take them out, otherwise it's going to be...
And that's a nasty surprise.
Oh, it's a very nasty surprise, and you don't want that, believe me. Okay, so equal parts nuts and dates.
Okay.
Okay, you can use walnuts, you can use almonds, you can use cashews, you can use pecans, you can do whatever you'd like, because anything that you do, you're going to get a good product at the end. Now, I've taken 2 cups of pecans, 2 cups of dates. That's all you need. Okay, you don't need to add anything else to that. You can make a perfectly good product with that. However, I have put a little bit of extra in
You like
there.
to kick things up a
I
little.
do. So I used a pinch of Himalayan salt in there, and a 1/4 cup of coconut palm sugar, and I used a little sprinkling of cinnamon in there, and a dash of vanilla. You don't have to use any of those. It's going to taste perfectly wonderful without that. And you might be very surprised, actually, at the outcome of that. So I'm going to start this, and I'm going to put this on. Now, what I'm going to do is mix it to a point where I'm able to make a shape with it, but I don't want to over-mix it, because over-mixing it will give you an oily mess, and it'll just be oily. But you want this to be firm enough to stick together so you can make a cookie out of it, and that's what we're going to do.
You can press it together.
Yeah, we're going to make cookies out of it. You can make little round balls out of it and use them as little snacks. These also freeze very well. You can put them into your freezer, which is really nice to have. You can just pop them into your mouth when you want, when they're in the freezer, which is great. And I think we are just about there.
I love how you eyeball things.
Yeah, well, I have to. Okay?
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is put my gloves on, because I didn't do that before.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you the texture that they should be, because you want them to be able, you want to be able to, oops, I see a little bit of, couple of pieces in there that I want to get a little bit smaller.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
You don't want any chunks of anything.
No, we don't want chunks of anything in there.
Okay.
Okay, it's hard for me to do this at this
angle.
There you go. Okay. Oh yeah, you can see. Now you can see how this is sticking together.
Right.
Okay. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using my handy dandy little scooper here, and I have about 2 of these right over here. Make it into a little ball, press it down, and I'm going to take a pecan. You can take actually a half a pecan, I think will work very well. I'm going to put a half a pecan in there.
There you go.
Okay. And then I'm going to dip it into a little coconut palm sugar. Okay. So that's your finished cookie. Now again,
don't let me waste this right here.
Yeah, I wasn't going to use that, Chris. Don't worry. You can freeze these. If Mr. and Mrs. Santa are watching their cholesterol, these make a great little. I put these out for Santa on Christmas Eve, with some almond milk that I make also, and Santa eats them always. Always.
When you make this batch, how many of the small cookies come out of a batch that you just made here?
Well, you know, that is really dependent upon the size that you make them.
Okay.
Okay, if you use a larger scoop, obviously you'll get less cookies out of them. But I kind of like them to be a little smaller, so they're almost
a little
bite-sized.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really do like that. And I'm using a half that I had in here so that I don't get Chris to eat them all. Okay, but look.
You know I love pecans. You know I do.
I know you do. But there's like a hint of caramel flavor in there.
Well, I'll try one of those here in a little bit.
Oh yeah, you definitely will.
All right, listen. We're going to come back here in a moment. She's going to finish these up and show you all the finished product. If you want to find out more, go to rawchefjane.com, and remember, Raw Chef Jane, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. She's everywhere.